Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. In this video we are going to create an lambda function to create an ec2 instance, and we will use python to create an ec2. So here I have created a simple document on this. So here you can see AWS Lambda is a serverless computing platform that consists of application code and application dependencies. So you don't need to manage any servers in AWS Lambda. So this is the benefit of using AWS Lambda, and with AWS Lambda you can run code without provisioning or managing servers, and you pay only for the compute time that you consume, and there is no charge when your code is not running. So this is the also the big benefit of using AWS Lambda, that you only need to pay when you run your code. uh, when your code is not running, there is no charge. So this is the big benefit of AWS Lambda. So in this tutorial I will walk you through how to create an ec2 instance using lambda via a console. So here I have mentioned some steps to create a lambda. So first of all, we need to go to the management console and go to the lambda service. So here you can see this is our AWS management console. Here go to the lambda, and after that we need to go to the functions and click on create function. So here under functions, in the dashboard you can see under functions we need to click on create function, and here first of all we need to select this option author from scratch. You can also create with the other options. This is the container image and this is the blueprint, but I'm going with the this option. So first of all we need to give the name of the function. So I'm giving test function, and here we need to choose the language. You can go with the anyone, but I'm using python here to create an ec2. So I will select python here, and in the now in the permissions we need to create a role that defines permissions for your function, and uh, that defines the permissions to create an ec2. So you can also create with basically, and you can also use an existing role that you have created, but I have not created any role yet. So now to create an execution role, go to the IAM console, and here you can see uh, in the in go to the IAM console and create a role and add the policy AWS Lambda basic execution role. So we need to add this policy to our role, and so just go to the console again. So here you can see this is our. So here I'm going to create an role. So just select lambda, and now next go to the permissions. So here search for this permission. This is the AWS Lambda basic execution role permission. Now click on tag. So in test role. So role, and then click on create role. So my role is created successfully. Now I need to edit the policy. So here you in the permissions section, just go inside this policy. and here we need to add this policy. So just go to the edit policy and add the below provided execution policy. This policy allows CloudWatch logs, and it allows us to create a log groups, create log streams, and put log events. The second part of the policy is for allowing us to create an EC2 instance. Here you can see this allows us to create an EC2 instance. So I'm just going to copy this policy, and here we need to edit the policy. So just click on JSON and just paste the policy here. So this is our policy. Now click on review policy and click on save changes. So our role is created successfully. Now go back to the Lambda function again, and here click on use an existing role and select the role that we have created earlier. So we have created this role right now, and click on create function. So our Lambda function is created. Now after the function review, you need to type the following code to the create and EC2 instance. So we need to write this code to create an EC2 instance. So this code is written in Python. So I'm going to explain this. So first of all, just copy this code, and I'm going to paste it here in the code section. So I will explain the code. This is the code to create an EC2 instance. Just go back to the uh, document again, and here you can see this is the code. So first of all, I am importing OS module. So this is the module. So OS is the, so here you can see the OS module is the OS module in Python provides functions for creating and removing a directory, fetching its content and changing. So here we are going to fetch the content with the OS module. So here you can see I have declared some variables here. So you can see here I have declared four variables, and here I am fetching the data from environment, OS dot environment. So I will explain. Uh, I am fetching from here. I will create these variables. I will provide the value here after. So I will provide the value later. Now go to the code again. So the and here I am importing the boto3. So boto3 is basically the Python library to create, configure and manage AWS services. So, and here I have created the four I here I have declared four variables. First one is AMI, instance type, key name, and here this is the subnet ID. So I'm fetching the values of these variables from here, that is os dot environment. So we will provide the value later for our variables, and here you can see in this line uh, we are using boto3 to create an ec2 instance. So this is the method of the in the boto3 library, which is a resource. So this is the resource is the method to create an ec2 instance. We can also define the reason here if you want to design if you want to define uh, so the resource if here I have already opened the official documentation of boto3. So here you can see resources represent an object-oriented interface to AWS, and it provides a higher level abstractions than the raw. And there are mainly two interactions and two methods in the boto3. One is resources, and the another one is clients. So here in this code I am going to use resources. So for example, if you want to create an ec2 manually, then you need to go to the ec2 service. then you can use the ec2 service. But programmatically we need to define this line. We are defining that we are going to create an ec2 service, and we can also specify the reason here if we want. And in this line, and here I am defining the function, and I have given the name lambda handler. This is our handler, uh, with the name lambda underscore handler. So, and these are the two arguments. First one is event, and the second one is the context. So the lambda function handler is the method in your function code that processes events. When your function is invoked, lambda runs the handler method, and when the handler exits or returns a response, it becomes available to handle another event. So when lambda invokes your function handler, the lambda runtime passes two arguments to the function handler, to the function handler. So when lambda invokes this method, then the two arguments are passed. So the first argument is the event object. An event is a JSON formatted document that contains data for lambda function to process. The lambda runtime converts the event to an object and passes it to your function code. The second argument is the context object, and context object is passed to function by lambda at runtime. This object provides method and properties that provide information about the function and the runtime environment. So these are the two methods. Two arguments. First one is event, and the second one is context. So when our uh, lambda handler lambda function handler invokes this method, these two arguments are passed. So here I have created an ec2 instance. So here you can see this is the method, which is create underscore instances. This is the method to create an ec2 instance in the python, in the boto3 library. So here I'm creating ec2 instance. Here you can see, here I have declare the variable, and here I have created the variable with the image id, and here I have I'm passing the value ami, passing so here I have declared the ami. Here I have declared the variable. Here I am creating ami. This is the instance type. So here I have created an instance type. This is our key name. Here I have created a key name. And this is the, here I have created the subnet id, and you can see here I have created the subnet id. Here I have passed the subnet id. So this is the maximum count here. This means that how many maximum number of instances you want to create. And here in the minimum count you can this is the minimum number of instances you want to create. And here in this line I'm after compiling the whole code, I am printing the this string new instance created, and also printing the id of the instance that are going to create. So here you can see, so this is our code to create an ec2 instance. So after writing the code, we need to we need to add the environment variables that we have declared here. So to go to the configuration and select environment variables. So in the configuration section, we need to go to the environment variables, and we need to edit the environment variables. So here click on add environment variables. So the our first variable was the type of the instance. So yeah, this was our, sorry, first variable was ami. So here we need to specify the ami id. So go to the ec2, just copy the ami id of the linux instance. So just copy the ami id, and then we need to specify the type of the instance. So type. I'm going to create in t2.micro because it is freely available, and we need to add another environment variable. So that is key name. So I'm giving the name my key, and here I need to specify the subnet ID. I'm going to copy the subnet ID, go to the VPC section, and here go to the subnets. Just so here copy the subnet ID from here and pasting here. Also our variables and our environment variables are created successfully. Now click on save. So after creating the environment variables, here you can see these are our environment variables that we have declared in the in our code. So just go back to the code. So here you can see we have declared the four variables, and now we have specified the value for these variables. So after editing the environment variables, and just click on deploy to deploy our code. So it's successfully updated. Now I'm going to test my code. So go to the test section and click on, I'm going to create a new event. So I'm giving the name test event. Leave all the settings as default. I'm going to remove these values. Now click on save and click on test. So our code is texting here. So here you can see the execution result is succeeded. So these are the details here you can see. So here you can see that we have printed the statement in the code, the new instance is created, and this is the ID of the instance. So now just go to the ec2 section, go to the instances. So here you can see our instance is created successfully using the Lambda function. Its status is initializing, and so with this way you can create an ec2 using Lambda functions. So thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to press the red button.